Hey guys, Kalen Anglos here, and today I want to talk about the row. Hey guys, Kalen Anglos here, and today I want to talk about the row, the rowing technique, and why you might be performing it incorrectly. I want to show you the correct way to perform a row, and then I also want to talk about how we can emphasize the performance of the row and using it the way that it's built to use that you might not be using it. So a couple different things that we look at when we do the row. We can use a band, we can use a free weight, we can use whatever we want on them, but the technique is still the same and the emphasis is the same. So I'm going to use my good friend Bob here to help show a row and how we're going to do this correctly. So if we're going to do it incorrectly, this is what I commonly see on the row. I see somebody grab the cables or the bands or whatever, and they just start rowing here. If you notice, my shoulder is really rolling forward. See how I have that forward roll in this row? We don't want this forward roll on your row. When you row, we want to bring your shoulder blade, your scapula, back towards the spine. Back towards the spine. See the difference between this, rolling forward, and wrapping the shoulder blade back towards the spine. So a good way to check on yourself is your shoulder, elbow, and shoulder blade back in line, or are you letting that shoulder roll forward? Really be conscious of that. I see that a lot, where people are just letting that shoulder roll forward, puts a lot of strain on the glenohumeral joint there. So, again, shoulders back, shoulder blades come together. When we row, we also want to let our elbows come in a little bit. Wrap your elbows behind your ribs. Lead with the elbows, pull, wrap the shoulder blades back, and get the elbows pinching in towards the spine. Squeeze, and then relax. Another thing that I often see people incorrectly perform, or not incorrectly, but maybe not efficiently use the row, is they're just doing shoulder retraction. That's the motion of the shoulder blades coming back, shoulder retraction. We do want that. It's really important with the row to get it. But to really emphasize this and help feel a full range, we also want to let, on our arms back, that shoulder protraction. So we feel the shoulder blade come around the ribs. Shoulder blades come around, shoulder protraction, and then bring it all the way into shoulder retraction. Let it come all the way forward, let it come all the way back, wrapping the shoulder blade around the spine. The rowing exercise is a really good exercise for the rhomboid muscles, the upper back muscles, and we also want to, again, let those shoulder blades come around. However, with the rhomboid muscles, studies have shown that the rhomboid muscles are actually mostly made up of type 2 muscle fibers. Those are those fast twitch muscle fibers. So although it might be beneficial, or you might be working them when you're doing a slow and controlled concentric and a slow and controlled eccentric under a nice easy tempo, that's great. You're doing rows, especially if you're doing them properly, that's wonderful. But because they're mostly type 2 fast twitch muscles, we should be performing rows fast after an appropriate warm-up and everything. But we want to get those type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers activated. Get them working. They're a high threshold muscle. That means we have to perform them fast. And we also have to perform them pretty high intensity as well. Think about that next time you're doing your rows. I want to show you one more thing, something that you can do from home, or with free weights you can also do like an inverted or a bent over row, but the concepts still apply. Use a chair, use a couch, use a table, whatever you have. Set yourself up with a nice flat back, and then you're going to start using the row with whatever weight you have. A dumbbell, a cat, a dog, your kid, I don't care. Just start picking things up and rowing them. But when you row, don't let that shoulder roll forward. Wrap it around. Wrap the shoulder blade around. Let the whole shoulder blade move. We also don't want to be too high up here by the shoulder. Should be a little bit more back by the hip. But again, letting that shoulder blade protract and retract. Protract and retract, squeeze at the top, feel those rhomboids working. Start thinking about doing them a little bit more fast and explosive after you've warmed up, and now you're using them effectively, efficiently, and for performance. That's the rowing technique, guys. That's the exercise. Practice it, use it. It's a great exercise, but it has to be performed correctly. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.